gain structure. It's a term that many church tech volunteers or even staff may not understand. This is unfortunate because gain structure is really the beginning and foundation of a great mix. So, what is gain structure? Simply put, gain structure allows your system to achieve the best signal-to-noise ratio. Here's what I mean by signal and noise. Signal is the sound you want coming through your system. It could be a singer's voice, a snare drum, or a keyboard. Noise is any other unwanted sound coming through your system. A proper signal-to-noise ratio means your signal is loud enough to be heard above the noise, but not so loud that it begins to clip. Now that we understand our terms, let's talk about each stage of gain. The first stage is your audio source. You want to make sure your system is getting the best possible sound right from the start. I'm going to use a handheld microphone as an example. If a singer or speaker has the microphone away from their mouth, your sound engineer will end up turning up the gain and volume just to be able to hear that person. This allows the microphone to pick up other noises such as your snare drum or your floor monitors and create an unwanted noise coming into that microphone. Now, if your singer or speaker holds the microphone close to their mouth, the original signal, the voice, is nice and loud being picked up by the microphone, and your sound engineer won't have to turn the gain or volume up so loud, so other instruments aren't being picked up as loud by this microphone. Therefore, your signal is still nice and loud, but no other noise is being picked up by the microphone. On an electronic instrument such as a keyboard, this can be seen as turning the volume up on that particular instrument. So step one is to make sure that you are starting out with the very best possible sound. Most wireless microphones such as this usually have a boost or cut built into the microphone or body transmitter pack. Sometimes direct boxes that you use for keyboards or guitars also have a boost or cut. This is the second stage of gain. A good rule of thumb here is to leave it at 0 decibels. Only adjust these if your audio coming from the source is too loud or too quiet. If you follow step one, this shouldn't be a huge issue. Remember, too soft a signal amplifies noise, and too loud of a signal could produce clipping. Sometimes you won't have this stage of gain. For example, a wired microphone plugged directly into your mixer does not have a boost or cut option. Stage 3 of gain structure is most likely your preamps that are built into the mixer. This is adjusted by turning the gain knob on each channel on your mixer. Before you begin adjusting, be sure your fader is set to unity gain or 0 decibels. If your soundboard has a meter for each channel, turn the signal up until the loudest parts of your audio is right around the 0 decibel mark or 12 to 15 decibels below the clipping indicator. This ensures your signal is plenty hot while giving you a buffer of extra headroom to prevent clipping if you boost the EQ or get hit with an unexpected loud noise such as a drop of a microphone or unplugging of a guitar. Stage 4 is what I call processing of your audio signal. This could mean EQ, compression, or effects. The thing to remember with processing is that each process adds an extra gain stage. When you boost or cut a frequency with EQ, you're actually boosting or cutting the volume of that frequency. This can affect your signal-to-noise ratio. When you apply compression and use the makeup gain knob, you are affecting your signal-to-noise ratio. Reverb and delay can also build up significant volume increases. Keep all these things in mind as you add processing to your signal, and be sure you're not boosting unwanted noise or causing your signal to be so loud it begins clipping. If you're using mix buses, this adds a 5th stage to your gain structure. Thankfully, if you've set up proper gain structure through all the other stages, setting your gain for a mix bus should be fairly simple. When setting up a mix bus, let's say a drum mix or a monitor send, Be sure that the fader on your bus is set to unity gain 0 dB. Next, take your hottest signal, say your kick or snare drum, and set it to unity gain. Then bring up your other faders by order of importance. This will likely cause your faders to not be at unity gain on your mix bus, and that's okay. You're giving yourself headroom on your bus just like we did for each individual channel. Gain structure is important. It gives you a great sounding mix and makes your job easier when you sit down to run sound. By understanding this process and familiarizing yourself with your equipment and each gain stage in your system, you will be able to achieve great results. And instead of mixing with faders that look like this, you'll be able to mix with faders that look like this.